Hi parents, this is our parent meeting. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to just remind you to be sure and bookmark my website, thebrightbeginning.com. That's just where you can find everything that you need for preschool on there. I've got the calendar that I upload. At the end of each month, I'll upload the calendar for the following month. I also put a hard copy in your child's yellow folder. But on the website, every Friday I upload pictures that I've taken from that week in the gallery. And so that way you can have access to pictures through the whole year. And I leave it up all the way until August of next year, 2021 is when I'll take them down so that I can clear out space for the new preschool year. But I suggest going on there every Friday and just saving the photos that you want. I take a lot of photos, and so there'll be just tons of photos, and you probably won't want all of them, but the ones that with your child in it, you can just, if you're doing it on your phone, usually you can just push on the photo and then it'll save it as an image, or you can click on it on your computer and save it also. That way it's just really fun. At the end of the preschool year, you can have a whole collection of pictures of your child during preschool. Also, just wanted to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where you can access all the videos and things like that that I've made. I have links to the videos on my website as well. I'm going to be sending out a remind text. So I do a remind group text, and I usually send out a text just once a week or so, just if there's things that are coming up that I need to remind you about. That way we don't have to do like a big group text that everybody's, their phone's blowing up. So hopefully that works for you. If you have kids in elementary school or high school or junior high, you probably already have a remind text. So you'll just be looking for that from me. I'm gonna create that group on Tuesday, right before preschool starts. Okay, so every Tuesday in preschool, we make a different letter. Okay, so this is what it looks like when your child gets it. So the first letter obviously is A for alligator, and when they're in class, they slide the pieces off and then they trace the letter with their finger 3 times. They have to show me where all the pieces go, and then they glue it down. And so this will come home every Tuesday. They'll come home with a new letter assembled in their folder, and just wanted to point it out because it's really cute, and sometimes people like to keep them. They'll like to put, like they have a wall in their room that they'll put all the letters on. A lot of kids I know like to put the letters up around the top of their wall, so it looks kind of like Miss Jenny's preschool room. Sometimes people have kept them and put them in a folder. So they're just adorable. My son made them in his kindergarten class. That was how I got these in the first place, like 15 years ago, and I thought they were so cute, and he'd come home and I was like, that's so cute, and then I would hang it up for a minute and then throw it away. I didn't even think about it until like halfway through the letters that I should have hung him up in his room or something like that. So I always just like to point that out in case you want to do something cute with them. Then on Wednesdays we do handwriting, and handwriting consists of their name and the letter of the week, and then on the back of the letter of the week is just something that starts with the letter of the week. And so this is every Wednesday. At the beginning of the year, I always just encourage best efforts. And so if it looks kind of messy, don't even worry about it. During the second semester, you'll see a real improvement in their handwriting. And the second semester is when they start practicing writing it on their own on the bottom line. If they want to start earlier during the first semester, that's awesome, and I totally encourage that. But during the first semester, we're just practicing, taking deep breaths and having patience with ourselves. A lot of times the fine motor skills aren't quite there yet, and so handwriting can be really frustrating. And so I just want it to be a positive experience for them. So we do that every Wednesday, and then every Thursday is journal. And with the journal, they trace their name with their finger, they look for the letter of the week, they make the sign for the letter of the week, and same thing on this page, they'll look for the letter of the week, point to it, make the sign, and then they will trace each of the letters, and then they do an illustration in this space of something that starts with the letter of the week. And that's always the instructions, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. They just draw whatever they want. And I always just love their journals. Whatever they draw is amazing and wonderful and perfect. And I ask them to tell me about it, and I'll write down word for word what they tell me about their illustration. The journal stays at preschool and it comes home at the very end of the preschool year, and we talk about how they're the author and illustrator of their own book, and it is a treasure. I still have all of my girls' journals from when they were in preschool years ago, and it's just so cute to see their personalities and to see how their illustrations improve throughout the year. And sometimes towards the end of the year, they're starting to write their own words. They want to sound out the words and write their own words. So it's just adorable. That's every Thursday. Before we do our journal, I always read the Alpha Tales book that goes along with it. All of the Alpha Tales books are on my website, me reading the Alpha Tales books. And they're just books that has the letter over and over in the book, and so it's really repetitive. And at the end of the book, we list things that start with the letter of the week, and so it gives them a lot of ideas of things that they can draw in their journal, and also just an idea of words that start with the letter of the week. All of these, the animal, the handwriting, and the journal, those are my letter of the week videos, and that is on my website. And so those will be really helpful if your child has to miss because they're sick or you guys go out of town or whatever. You'll have those videos that go over the instructions for those centers for each letter. All right, so next I wanted to go over the yellow folder. This is what will come home with them on the first day of preschool. Theirs will have their name on it, and it just has the alphabet and numbers here. If they want to practice those at home, that's great. This is just something that will come to preschool every single day, and so it needs to stay in their backpacks at home. On the inside it says left at home. This is where like their letters and the handwriting and things that we do in preschool will come home on this side here. On the other side it says right back to school. The only thing really that is over on this side is the tuition envelope. So if you're paying tuition with cash or a check, you can just slide it in here at the beginning of the month inside this little envelope, and then I'll get it. If you are paying with Venmo or PayPal, that's totally fine too. Over here on this side, it's the very last page in here. This is the receipt of tuition received. And so once you pay tuition, I'll write down the date that I received it, the form of payment, and initial it here. So on this left at home side, on the first day of preschool, this actually is not to be left at home, but I'm putting here so that you'll see it right away. This is our spotlight form. It says, I'm a ray of sunshine. Please fill this out and turn it back in as soon as possible. If you can turn it in like on Thursday of that first week, that would be amazing. You can make it super cute if you want to use like bright colors or stickers or whatever you want to use, or you can keep it super simple and just fill it out with a pen. That works too. So it's just things like my name, my favorite color, my favorite food, my birthday. Have your child help you fill this out, especially down here it says something special about me. Ask them something special about them and write down what they say. I think that's just so cute, and it's so important for them to start learning how to see the special things about themselves. And then here it says place a picture of me here. If you have one that you can put there, awesome. If not, that's totally fine. If you don't have one printed out, you can text it or email it to me and I'll print it out and put it on here once you send it in. Okay, this right here, this is like our fancy new little COVID year. So we have to do these little symptom checkers. So this is like the little daily health check. And I put it in here just so it's super like easily accessible for you. The main thing is if you can take their temperature before sending them to preschool, just to make sure that they don't have a fever of 100.4 or higher. I'll be taking their temperature every day at preschool too, but right now it's so hot outside, and so I'll wait for, to take their temperature until they've been in the preschool room for about 10 minutes or so. Just know that you'll need to be like on call during preschool if they ever have a fever or any symptoms, coughing, runny nose, things like that, then I'll need to call you and have you come pick them back up. We're just being extra, extra cautious and careful, especially this year with COVID. Okay, and then inside the folder each month. At the end of the month, I will put the calendar for the following month in the folder, and it will be the very first page here. So I've got September's calendar in here, and I just wanted to go over, it's got the letter of the week, the color of the week, and the book of the week. The color of the week, I will always be wearing something with the color of the week in it, whether it's in my clothes or jewelry or shoes, and we always point it out. And if your child wants to wear something with the color of the week in it, I totally encourage that. It's super fun. If they don't, that's okay too. It's totally up to you guys. So we've got each day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday is our virtual preschool 1, 2. Those are the centers. We always do 2 centers each preschool day. So like for the virtual day today, it's Meet the Teacher is the first video that the preschoolers will watch, and then the second one is this parent meeting. On Wednesday, our first day of in-person preschool, we're going to do our alligator, which is that A dressed up like an alligator for our first center. Our second center, we're going to do handwriting. Typically, we do the alligator as a first center on Tuesday, handwriting as the first center Wednesday, journal as the first center Thursday, but every once in a while, like this week, it just gets mixed up a little bit. So I just wanted you to know that that's what the 1 and 2 are. They're for the centers, so that you can know what we did in class. It also really gives you something to talk to your child about. So if they come home from preschool and you ask them, what did you do? And they say, oh, we just played. You could ask them like, okay, well, tell me about the alligator. What was the alligator? Or for example, over here, sorting apples. What was that? Tell me about that. And so it just really helps to stimulate that conversation about what they did in preschool. And a lot of times they'll say, oh, this is what we did. And they'll explain a little more in depth about what we did. At the bottom of the journal, there's always a note from Miss Jenny just with important information for the month. And then it'll have things like at the end of this month, it says looking ahead, and it reminds you of when fall break is. It's 1 week. It's October 6th through the 8th. It will have a reminder of tuition due. Tuition is always due the first of the month. You can pay it in full. You can pay $720 per semester, or you can pay in 9 monthly payments of $160. And it's always due the first of the month. And then it will also have our Bible memory verse. There are links to different things. So if you see like the Bible memory verse, if something is underlined, it will have a little link to it. And on my website where the calendars are, it'll be blue, and you can just click on it and it'll take you right to the video. And so for example, like the book, every book of the week, there is a video of me reading it. And every letter of the week, there is a video of me going over the instructions for the animal letter, the handwriting, and the journal. And so you can click on those, and that will help supplement what we're doing in the preschool classroom. That will help supplement. So you can do a little bit of preschool at home if your child wants to, or if they miss that day. So turning the page, I also have August in here. And so like I said, I'll just keep each month, I'll put the new calendar at the very front. After that, you will find the student directory. So it has a list of all of the preschoolers, the moms, and the moms' phone numbers. That's if you guys want to arrange play dates or want to carpool or something like that. And then it has all of my contact information, including my address down at the bottom also. After that is the important dates and holidays. I always suggest pulling out your calendar and just adding these dates to your calendar. Hopefully none of them will change. This has been like the year, 2020 has been the year of learning to just go with the flow, and lots of surprising changes. So, but hopefully we're kind of on the other side of the surprising changes, and these dates will stay the same. I don't anticipate them changing. I've also got the schedule, and so if you're in the morning class, you'll have the morning schedule and the morning like class roster. If you're in the afternoon class, you'll have the afternoon schedule and class roster. The morning class goes from 9 to 11. The afternoon class goes from 12 to 2. And that will be true for the whole first semester. I am hoping that by second semester in January that we can go back to our schedule of 8:30 to 11 and 11:30 to 2, and that we can add snack back in. I'm not sure, that I can't make any promises, but I will reassess in December, and hopefully we'll be able to do that in January. I will let you know either way by January 1st. I've got the curriculum. All of this stuff is also on my website, but sometimes it's just nice to have a hard copy of everything in one place, and so it's just here in their yellow folder. The Bright Beginnings policies, information and procedures. It's just got all kinds of information here about the performances, parties, sick policy, the folders in the backpack, payment policy. Just go over all of this once you get your yellow folder and let me know if you have any questions at all. The drop-off and pickup. So what we do for drop-off and pickup, we're not going to have anybody in the preschool room except for currently enrolled preschoolers this year. And so parents will just stay in your cars when you drop off and you just pull up. There's a fire hydrant in front of my house, and so you can always just park right there and then line up. You can just line up along the street. Just be aware of my neighbors and make sure you're not blocking anybody's driveway. Or on Tuesdays, unfortunately, we have trash day, and so sometimes it's a little crazy. Just make sure your cars aren't like way out in the street so that my neighbors can get by and up and down the street. So sometimes you have to be all the way down like by the little park. Just try to eyeball it, and if you notice, sometimes you're like behind a parked car and you don't realize it, and so if you go around them and you get up and you notice, oh no, there's a line and I'm now out in the middle of the street, you can always just turn the corner just past my house and park there and walk your child over to me. I'll be out there at the end of my little walkway. And so after you drop your child off and they come running into preschool, if you turn left, just right past my house, you're going to be going down a little alleyway. That alleyway is the quickest way to get back out on Jasper. It loops around and then you'll be back out on Jasper. That makes for like the smoothest drop off and pickup. All right, and then I have in here also just about growth mindset. This is like the philosophy that I use and how I talk to the preschoolers in class. I really encourage them to exercise their brain and that it grows, and that mistakes are okay because they help us learn. It's just a really positive and loving environment in preschool. And so I just wanted you to read over about what a growth mindset is and just ways to help your child to foster and develop that growth mindset. I also have in here a progress report. This is what I use to evaluate the preschoolers. In the fall, I do it in November, and then I do it again in April. And I will send this home after I have evaluated them. But it just gives you an idea of the kind of things that we are learning and looking for in preschool. And so I also have added in here, just along those same lines, just a kindergarten readiness checklist. These are things that you can be working on with them at home and that I'm working on with them in preschool, just to make sure that they're all ready for kindergarten. So there's two different pages. One shows like academic skills and the other is just different skills. And then another like kindergarten prep checklist. So this just in January, when you're starting to think about where you want to enroll them for kindergarten, this is really helpful. Just the things that you need to do to make sure that their vaccines are all up to date and go tour the schools and all that kind of stuff. These are sight words. I introduced the first 20 in preschool during the second semester. This is just like a helpful resource that I added in here. And then our sign language. We do a lot of sign language in preschool. And they learn the letters and the days of the week. They learn how to sign their names. Always their first names. If they've mastered that, we move on to their last names. And then the very last page is just that preschool receipt of tuition. All right. So let's see. I'm so used to you guys just being here and having your yellow folder and we go over this together, and so it feels a little awkward making a video of it. But please just go over your folder and read through it and let me know if you have any questions at all. You can always reach out to me through text or email, or you can just call me. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, in February, we're gonna do Playful Pals, early readers, and I have videos of me reading each of the books. Every Tuesday they'll get a new book, so they'll get this little Playful Pals book case, like carrier, and then each week they'll get a new book, and there's 10 books total, and these are super fun, and they love them. They're just phonics-based early readers, and they bring them to and from preschool every day. We read them in class, and so that won't be until February, but I just wanted to show you. I alternate between Bob books and Playful Pals, and this preschool year we're doing Playful Pals. All right, I think that's everything. I feel like I probably forgot stuff, but if, like I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. I am so excited. I feel like I've been waiting forever, and I'm sure you do too, for preschool to begin, and I just can't wait to get to know your kids. I already adore them. I pray for them by name, and I'm so grateful. Oh my goodness, that's what I'm praying. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity and for your trust in me. And so thank you so much. I can't wait to see you. Bye.